This is it.
You're coming up on it.
This is you.
There we go.
Me too.
Yep.
Yeah. Jerry told me one time, this is the first time we wrote, Jerry, you were like, I was talking about, this was 2 or 3 years ago, and I was just like, yeah, man, just grinding away. And I mean, like, this really gave me a lot of hope when you said this to me. I don't know if that's what you were trying to do, but I appreciate it because you said, yeah, man, just keep on grinding, dude. Like, there's a moment in town, in Nashville, where it's just like the whole city, the industry just goes, all right.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He's not leaving.
Yeah,
Because
he ain't
the
going
touring
anywhere. We'll help
thing,
him out.
the touring thing was always good, but the songwriting took me. It was a solid. When I got my first deal, it took me 10 years before I had my first hit.
Okay.
And that's the way I kind of felt like. I felt like the town just was like, oh, fuck it, just give him one.
Just,
You know? just shut him up.
He's not giving up.
Yeah, he's not going away. Just give him some.
What was your first #1 song?
House Party,
All right.
Sam Hunt.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'd had a bunch of cuts, like big cuts before that with Keith Urban and Carrie Underwood, Lady A, people like that. But I never had the single. It was always close, but then something would happen and it would go away. And then I met Sam Hunt before he had a record deal. And then luckily I got to kind of get in with him early. So that was my first one.
Do you think that's like a key to maybe one of the tactics is just like, we're all shooting for the moon, you know. I'm always trying to get Blake Shelton cuts or whatever, Luke cuts or whatever they are. But like also, I'm learning like maybe part of the 10-year town process is to find artists that got to town that you really think are great, like Carson or whatever, and start writing songs with them and just like.
That seems like the way to go right now too.
Because I kind of feel the way I feel about it is like I'm pot committed, man. I'm in. Like this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, I need cuts 10 years from now, just like I needed them 2 years ago, you know? And so it's like, why wouldn't I be investing time in artists and songwriters that I just think are badass and I write badass songs with.
Yeah, you never know, right?
Yeah.
Our friend Jordan Walker, I remember he's telling the story about when he wrote When It Rains It Pours with Luke Combs. And, you know, he just met him. Jordan had just gotten a record deal that night or that day. And so he was celebrating at a bar, and then his buddy had just met Luke Combs. Luke was a bouncer, I think, at the bar across the street. Yeah, and so they came over and hung out. And then Luke said that he didn't have enough money to pay for a cab home, and could he crash at Jordan's place that night? And so he didn't even know he was a singer at that point. Yeah. And then it was the next day that, you know, when Luke was in his living room, he could hear him sing. Then they wrote that song that day. And then he ends up, you know, being the biggest star ever. But at that point, you have no idea. There's no way of knowing, man.
Jerry, can I crash on your couch when we get back to Nashville?
Dude, I don't have
I'm gonna
enough
see if
money
I can
for
crash
this.
on yours now, man. Yeah.
Hey, why do you guys think you do it? Like, what's the real driver if you just single it down to one sentence?
I mean, I was born to do it. That's all
That's it, man.
Yeah, it's what I love.
I
It's
can't
what I
do
love to
anything
do.
else.
If I had to, it's cliche, but if I had the lottery tomorrow, I would still do this.
Yeah. I think, dude, I say this sometimes to people, just like, I'll have young kids come up. I'll be at a show in Arkansas or something, and somebody be like, oh, I want to be a songwriter, or I want to be an artist. And I think I often just say, man, if it's got to be about who you are and not what you do. You know, I think it's just like who I am. I think I tried to talk myself out of it for far longer than I should have in terms of just taking the leap and diving in and doing it. But it's just who I am, man. And if I was teaching high school right now, I'd still be writing songs, man. I'd still be playing shows. I'd still be doing that. And so if it's about what you want to, there's lots of jobs in the music business that you can get and make a better living than writing songs.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of executive positions, tour managers, whatever. Just
The
like
guy that
merch.
sweeps the studio floor.
Yeah.
That probably they probably make more than
maybe so. Yeah. Per sweep. Per sweep streaming rate is
it's
high.
higher. It's higher. Yeah,
But yeah, man. I mean, it's really at the end of the day, I think it's just about who I am, man. I don't have a choice. Man. It's like this is what I'm going to do.
You know, it makes sense because I asked that question too. This is hard. This is a really, really, really hard job. And I think it weighs heavy on your mind, right? And, you know, you really get into like imposter syndrome and like, why don't people like this? I like this. Some people
We had that talk this morning on the way here.